At Oregon State University, apparel design is as much about science as it is about art.
So Oregon State's apparel design and merchandising programs are somewhat unique in comparison to fashion schools or design programs at other universities and colleges. We are in the context of a research university, and we are in a context of healthy people, healthy planet, healthy economy, and because of that our focus has been on functional design and consumer behavior.
It's as much about supporting lifestyles as it is about looking good.
So functional apparel has lots of different definitions, but how we define it here at Oregon State in our apparel design program is that it is for a particular target customer. This may be an elite athlete, this may be children, this may be someone that is in a wheelchair, but it's for a specific target customer. We identify that target customer, their lifestyle, their wants, their needs, their physical abilities, their age, whatever it might be, and are problem solving for that particular customer. What does that elite athlete need? What does that child need? What does the older consumer need? And focusing then to design for their particular wants and needs.
It's as much about the chemical and physical properties of fabrics as it is about the cut and color of garments. Faculty researchers use high-tech tools like Newton, OSU's $200,000 test dummy, to study the performance of fibers and textiles for real-world applications.
This is the Department of Design and Human Environment's thermal mannequin, and he is used to compare the thermal properties of various clothing articles and protective gear. So when we turn him on, what it does is it basically measures the thermal resistance of the garment. We can use a sweating function where water is pumped through him at a very specific rate, and there's little pores throughout his body that then begin to saturate his skin, and then we can also measure the evaporative resistance of whatever it is that he has on him.
And it's as much about the business side of the apparel industry as it is about fashion trends and style statements.
There are many schools around the world where you can learn about the apparel business and specifically design. What I would say about Oregon State is just the great background that you get in many other areas besides just the apparel side of the business. So really getting to know about business, about international trade, about accounting and marketing, and really getting a good framework for business as a whole. And that's what I feel that Oregon State offered me, was a great foundation to catapult into this apparel business.
The merchandising classes have become very useful in my everyday life in understanding margins and cost impact on companies, as well as the study tours that I went on while I was in the program. Those have really helped me in the global aspect of my position, in understanding global consumers and working with other cultures. So I went on 3 study tours during my time in the program. One was to Hong Kong, the next was to Europe for art and architecture, and the third was to Las Vegas for the Magic Trade Show.
As a sourcing analyst for Columbia, Lauren works with the textile mills and garment factories all over the world.
So in my everyday work, I work with our liaison offices overseas to discuss cost and margin with them and negotiate based on units and delivery times that we need for our customers. So going to Hong Kong especially was a really great tool for me to learn about the Asian culture, who I work with every day.
OSU graduates have the skills to hit the marketplace running, and they don't have to go far to build careers with some of the biggest names in apparel design.
Right, the Portland area, Portland metropolitan area, is a hub for the athletic and outdoor industry, anchored by three very large corporations, Nike, Columbia Sportswear, and Adidas America. It has served as a catalyst for a number of other companies that have grown over the hundred and some years. When we think of the heritage of the apparel industry in Portland, we think of Pendleton, we think of Danner Boots, we think of Columbia Sportswear, which started in the 1930s, and now there are over 300 apparel, athletic, and outdoor companies that are headquartered in the Portland metropolitan area.
With the only research-based apparel design program on the West Coast, OSU has emerged as a key player in the industry hub.
The Portland Development Commission has identified the athletic and outdoor industry as one of its industry clusters for resource and economic development. We are the higher education partner for that industry. And because of that, the Portland Development Commission has identified the Portland area as, I have this wonderful quote, that Portland is to the athletic and outdoor industry as Hollywood is to the film industry. And so as the higher education partner, we feel a real obligation of really training the leaders of tomorrow for that industry and for the economic development of Oregon.
One of those OSU-trained industry leaders is Kathleen McNally, creative director for apparel at one of Portland's top 3 industry giants, Columbia Sportswear.
What I've seen in the Northwest in terms of the industry growing is that these companies like the Nikes and the Columbias that were foundational to Portland, Oregon, everyone just came here because we were here. And it's grown into quite a dynamic and diverse, I guess, kind of collection and collaborative environment of outdoor active energy and creativity. And it's everything from advertising to, apparel and footwear and accessory design. I think it's amazing, and a healthy Columbia and a healthy Nike and a healthy Adidas and all of those, that's a really healthy Portland, and it's a really healthy, vibrant community.
Shaping trends and pushing technologies is what Kathleen does every day at work.
So I would say right now, big trends in activewear, outdoor activewear, specific for us, the whole idea of the lightest weight, the most compactable, things that have a real lofty tactile sensibility to them is resonating really strongly with the consumer. We're seeing, again, we kind of merge these two worlds at Columbia between the real technical high performance as well as casual everyday lifestyle, because that's real life. And this lightweight packable thing it makes sense for both ends of the spectrum for the consumer. So on the real high performance end, being able to have the lightest weight jacket possible that still gives you coverage and protection, you can smash into your bag for your day hike, that's awesome. And also when you think about people in their day-to-day and traveling to and from work and hopping on the bus and getting in the car and wanting something that's easy to put on and off, they can wear it transitionally, that's really important too. And anything that's soft and tactile, the consumer just immediately gravitates toward men's, women's, kids, everyone wants something that feels delicious.